Hi guys, this is neimykanani and welcome back to my channel. We're here doing the sketch with me, but this is for Inktober, so paint with me video. So first I kind of wanted to flip the pages of my Inktobers. This one is given from this sketchbook is given from Anatomy Official, and I got cold press and hot press, and I really like the cold press because it's like really smooth and I could do details, but I think I don't have any more pages for that, so I'm going to the hot press papers. But so far I'm happy with my Inktobers. I realized that I was doing ethereal late by one day, so I thought I needed to do one more witch drawing, but I just needed to do one more ethereal. But the next day is desserts, so I need to think of new ideas. And this is my sketchbook. Constellations, I don't know. Yeah, so you will see like some witch drawings I did to think of some ideas. I was drawing weird characters too. And I was thinking like ethereal like this, but now that I found out that we're doing desserts, I need to look up more. I've been trying to adjust the camera for like 10 minutes, but I shouldn't really touch it. It's bothering me. I realized the paper color is different too. I had another cold press. Wait, now I'm kind of getting unsure which one is hot and cold. Okay, so hot press is when the paper is like smooth, and cold press is when like it's like rough. I think I mixed it up. I also have a drawing, the first drawing I did for Witch, but I didn't like it. So I skipped that one. I drew, you can see that a faint sketch, and which I erased multiple times, and yeah. So you guys wanted to see like the process. So what I do is just go on Pinterest and just search the theme desserts, and then I'll just put like aesthetic, and there's like a bunch of image that will look through, and anything that seems to like attract me, I think of an idea of what the drawing of the girl I'm doing is doing. For example, ethereal, and I was looking through ethereal. Like mostly I will be looking at like some parts, like they're mostly like details. They're not really like references that I look for. So sometimes I will look at the pattern on her clothes, and that inspired me to draw this right here. And the teapot is just too much Alice in Wonderland stuff inspired me. So it's roses, it's just like it's easy to draw. I like them. But like rabbits, I don't know how to draw rabbits, so I would like look it up. Like that's how my process works. I'm probably gonna stay silent for a while because I'll be trying to think of ideas. And usually sometimes like I would like just draw directly on it, like without even sketching in my sketchbook, because like I kind of have like an idea of like the pose in my head, and I like quickly jot it down. Or like for this one, I imagined her looking up with the pen in near her head, and that's how I figured out the pose. Like the rest is just kind of like spread out. So whenever people ask me like what my process is, it's kind of like random, to be honest. I don't really like think too much. Like whatever comes to me, just do it. I like how it's like pastel colors on the top. These are like really colorful pancakes. I might add like, since I like vintage stuff, maybe there's like vintage style desserts. Like those are like really cute. I think the challenge for this theme is not to be cliche. It's really difficult though. I think the first drawing is the most difficult part because you have to come up with something new. Like once you kind of get the hang of like thinking of the same thing, you like kind of get it. But since it's like the first drawing, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what to do. Oh my god, the kitchen's so cute. Maybe I should think of like the other way around, like think of a setting first and then come to think of a dessert later. Maybe I will sketch it out a little bit. A lot of people ask me what music I listen to while I work. It's always the same. Like I listen to Pocket Mirror when I want to like deep focus, and I also like listen to One OK Rock because it makes me motivated. Just like every time I listen to One OK Rock, I feel like I'm like wasting time because all their lyrics are like saying like what are you doing? You have so much time. You gotta keep going, and like what are you living for? And then I go into this like thought like, yeah, what am I doing? Like what? Like I could do this while I'm like looking at my phone doing nothing. So it's just like a reminder for me personally. I always like looking at Victorian kind of chairs. They're really cute. Where is that drawing? That's why I like chose to draw this. It's like fun but the most tedious part. Just coming up with ideas. Struggles. So I was thinking of like a girl pouring tea on her house, or her dollhouse. But and I was like drawing her. I was drawing her like on her knees, but I kind of want to show her legs. So I think I'm gonna make her stand. But I'm not sure if this is going to be the final drawing yet. I'm just gonna sketch it out first. Yesterday I slept at 9 and I woke up at 2 to do laundry, and I baked some almond cookies, and then I went to the labs to do my ZBrush homework or assignment. I'm modeling Nova, like my character, my alien lover character. I really want to draw more of her, but for now it's Inktober. I'm blindly drawing her dress. I don't have an idea of what her dress is going to look like. Yeah, so people ask me if I use reference for the outfits, but sometimes I just sketch out the shape first and then look up reference. I don't know, it depends. I'm getting like half sleepy. Oh. Maybe my drawings look dreamlike because I'm always sleepy. I'm awake sometimes, but right now I feel really like a calming kind of. Maybe I need to listen to music. I'm not listening to music right now. I'm listening to One Ok Rock. I recommend listening to One Way Ticket live version. It's so good. So for those who might wonder why I'm drawing without reference, like for the outfits, it's mostly because I look up a lot of references and I put these ideas into my image brain, which like what my professor said during sophomore year, I think. He was saying how you should go, like he told us to go to the library because we have a lot of art books. Like Ringling have so much like art books. I feel like I should go more, but it's just time. I don't have that much time. But the thing he said like about like the image library is really important. It's also for like studying outside when you're drawing trees or people. You're like making an image library because you're drawing it and you're like remembering how it looks like. So I think like dresses, I've drawn enough to kind of have like an image library. And like people, like I do a lot of figure drawing, so I could come up with poses without reference. It might be better with reference, and I highly recommend if you like to have reference, but it's also something you just get better at when you just practice more. And I'm just like adding stuff that I like the little laces socks. They're like really cute. So sometimes I wonder like if this video is like interesting to watch, but yeah, so when I was doing ZBrush today with my friend, she said that like there's some Korean channels that just like record themselves doing studies, like they're just studying, saying nothing. So I'm like, oh, so maybe my channel is at least a little interesting because at least I talk. I don't know why I'm like redrawing the dress. I should just move on. In case people are wondering what mechanical pencil, this orange pencil. You probably noticed by now, but I like to draw small. What I like about some of the professors here are like they're just like, oh yeah, you can draw small because like now we just use digital art, so like it doesn't matter if you use whatever because we're drawing small anyways when we're doing digital and struggling on the hands. Right now I'm kind of looking at like the reference of the teapot. So sometimes it's important to use reference, because if I like don't use reference, I'll probably draw the teapot like this. And it was just like really simple and really boring. So it's really important to look up multiple references. I'm drawing like the mini roses. I'm used to drawing like my head really close to the paper. Well, not too close, but like close enough I see the details, so it's kind of difficult. Like I'm like trying not to get my head in the camera. Currently listening to Last Dance live version by One Ok Rock. It's from the Ambition Japan tour, so it's like a slower version. Usually when I draw, I sometimes watch YouTubers as well, like Markiplier, like some of his horror games. I like watching the horror games because I don't have to watch it. Like I can focus on my drawing because I get too scared, and then I can just hide by like looking at my drawing. So it keeps me awake, like alert, and at the same time focused, because I'm like trying to focus on my drawing but then get scared. So it's fun that way. So someone on Instagram asked, how did I get into art? It's mostly from my mom's inspiration. Well, like she just gave me a bunch of art supplies and just was like, make art. And she really loves art as well, so she kind of was my teacher-ish. But she kind of like let me do whatever I wanted. They were really supportive about my art, so. And someone else asked me like how to overcome art blocks, and what I usually do is I just draw a bunch of figure drawings or like studies from like movies or like characters, and like lighting, color. Maybe I could find online classes. I just try to be artistic even though I'm in the art block, because studies you don't really have to think too much, you just paint whatever. But when it gets like really bad, it's just a sign that telling me that I need a break, so I recommend just taking a break when you need one, and don't feel bad about it, because that's a really important part of the process. Like, you need an actual break. Like, I see so many like YouTubers getting like a creator's block, and that's mostly because they like don't take breaks. And for me, I don't want that block to stop me from doing something that I like. Very loud motorcyclist. I already forgot my train of thought. Yeah, so I never want to get in the art block, so I try to take breaks when I can. So then, like, if I take mini breaks all the time, then I'll still be creative and still be motivated to draw. So finding that balance, I think. And I like being alone most of the time anyways. So I don't really think too much about it. It's just like, if I want a break, just take a break. If I still feel like drawing, I just stop what I'm doing and look up characters to draw. Well, not characters, like I just look up photographs and try to characterize it for practice, or I look up landscapes to study from. And it's mostly like what makes you motivated to keep drawing. That's just me. I just like doing studies. It's just fun to do, and I feel productive doing it, because whenever I do these studies, like, I'm creating the image library again of like colors. So like when people ask me like, oh, how do you choose your colors, it's mostly because I just do a bunch of color studies. So I got like the sketch done, so I'm gonna start painting, and I have like a watercolor pen next to me just to like color test, so you can see I like try it a little bit while I like paint. And you can see like a lot of ink marks. And the watercolor palette I currently use is schiminke, yeah. And I usually use like the browns. Oh, where did the water come from? it's like splashed. And I don't really erase my pencil lines because I'm gonna go over with ink anyways, and it kind of adds to the drawing. And I have like a little spray that I spray before I paint, and I make sure to have some kind of paper next to me so I could just like dab it whenever I make a mistake. I'm currently not really thinking when I'm painting. The ink I'm using is kuretake ink. This one. Is it focusing? Hopefully. The manga drawing kuretake ink. I like this ink because if you go over with watercolor, it doesn't smear. But then later, I go over with this Pilot pen, and this is not it's not waterproof, so it's like the finishing touches. Like I could do details with this, but it's just too tedious with doing with the pen. So it's like for overall details. And after I pick up paint, like I try to like draw it on the like paper right here, so I test it before I put it on. And it's good to wash the brush at some time because the ink can dry and like damage the brush. I was surprised when I came here in Ringling. Not many people wash their brush often. It's just something my mom told me to do when I was painting, so I'm kind of used to it. It's like if you want to use your brush for a while longer, it's good to brush it. The brush I'm using to line art is the Arteza liner thing. It's just something they gave me. Yeah, it works. I'm gonna end the video here because it's hard for me to see the details, but overall you kind of get what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.